What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. And the Clash of Knights event has returned. So we have our Alliance quest, which is in today. So good luck if you are going to be competing in that. And along with the Alliance quest, we have two brand new heroes. We've got Cecilia, who just looks amazing. And we have another Clash of Knights hero in the Alliance quest summon. So we're going to have a look at these two new heroes today, and we'll see what they're all about, and we'll see how they stack up in terms of the Knights. I know the Knights have been receiving some pretty heavy buffs recently with the balance updates, so I'm not 100% sure how well these heroes are performing. Maybe SG feels they need to give them a bit of a bump. So let's see what they're all about. So we'll start off with our newest hero and the featured face of the portal, which is Cecilia. Like I said before, I do love the art on this card. I think she looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, definitely a big tick in the right box there. She is a dark hero, and of course she is of the Ranger class here as well. So that talent gives her the chance to bypass defensive buffs, including counterattacks. Now, she is also of the Stag family. So just for a recap, the Stag family heroes get a bonus for anywhere from 1, 2, or 3 heroes. All received attack status elements are replaced by a 40%, 60%, or 70% attack buff for 3 turns. So that just means that you cannot give these heroes attack down. It will just be replaced with an attack increase. The other passive that she gets is a health recovery on buff received. We are seeing this quite a lot, as well as the mana recovery on buff received. So this character recovers 5% health when she receives a buff or a positive stack. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's just a little bit of extra health recovery, and that's about it. So if we move over to Cecilia's stats and we do switch off the max power preview just for a second, we can see she is running 1,028 on the team power. So well over 1,000 attack, 1,054 on the defense, and 1,771 on the health. So very balanced stats for Cecilia. And move on to her special skill. It's called the Aura of Twilight. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but that's what it is called. And she is running at fast speed. Now, this hero is very, 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 very similar to another hero that we have from the Musketeers, which is Constance. So let's have a look at what she does. So she deals 240% damage to all enemies at fast speed. All allies then get 45% chance to dodge special skills for 3 turns, and each dodge boosts health by 250. Obviously, boosted health can exceed max HP. Now, I think it's a good special, don't get me wrong. This is a really good special skill, and I do have Constance, and I use her all the time. But there is nothing at all original about this card, and that is kind of a bit of a problem, because I think that why would you want to get Cecilia if you have another hero that can do a very similar effect? I mean, we have Bastet from the season 5 heroes who attacks and gives dodge, but no extra effect except for the passives, which deal the extra damage, which is cool. And then we've got Constance, who gives almost exactly the same effect, and each dodge damages the attacker for 100. But this one is now a health boost, so I guess it's better because she's a hitter and a healer. And I guess it's better because her attack is higher. I mean, her stats are higher and the damage output is higher. Constance is at 230, she's at 240. But there's just, aside from those sort of minor trade-offs between the heroes, there's nothing really original about this hero. So do I think she's good? Yes, she's bloody good. She's going to be amazing. I would put her in as a flank if you're running her on a defensive team, and she will just give your whole team that extra survivability that you need. Plus, the boosted health makes her a really good sort of niche secondary healer on your team as well. And I'm not a huge fan of putting healers on defensive teams. I think that it's just kind of a waste of a slot when you could just have a damage dealer. But if you can have a damage dealer that heals as well, that is always a tick in the right box. So if I had to give her a grade, I would say Cecilia is definitely, S tier in my eyes all day long. As a defensive hero, I would use her everywhere. On offense, she's going to be equally versatile. and she will shine in quite a few different areas of the game. But that being said, I just want to see a bit more originality. So congratulations if you do manage to pull Cecilia. I think she's absolutely amazing, and you will not regret leveling her. If we do look at the stats when we boost up everything, so we add on the second limit breaks, emblems, and all the rest of it, she's going to benefit from the attack up ether talent, which means that she's going to get an extra 20% attack for the first 6 turns. So that is really good because it adds to what she's already doing in terms of the damage output. And those stats are just bonkers, as we know. Plus, I like this hero. I like her a lot. I'm not saying that I don't like her. I'm just saying, switch things up a little bit more. Anyway, let's move on to our second hero that we have in this portal. So the new hero that's featured here is called Armel. Looks like he's got a bit of a lazy eye issue or whatever. He looks like the tax collector of the knights. Anyway, he is a ranger as well. And he's an ice hero. So again, he gets the chance to bypass, which is pretty cool. He is of the bear family though. So the bear family get that bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes. And it is a switch around between attack and defense. So all received defense status elements will be replaced by 40, 60, 70% defense buff for 3 turns. To be honest, I like this more than the stag family, because defense down harms your team quite a lot more. So the fact that you're not able to give these guys defense down really is a massive benefit. So I really do like that. It looks like he's just gone and skinned Frida. I've just noticed the polar bear on his shoulder. Shame, poor Frida has been gutted by Armel. Anyway, so he also gets a passive, which is again the health recovery on buff received. So we won't go over that again. It's pretty good, but doesn't come into play all the time. And in terms of stats, he looks like he's got a humongous attack stat. Let's just see what that translates to. Yeah, so 1062 on his attack, 1030 on the defense, and 1751 on the health, for a total team power of 1030. Makes him a pretty staunch character to deal with. And his special is called Frostbite. He's running at fast speed as well, so another fast speed hero. And at fast speed, he will dispel buffs from all enemies. So priority dispel. Maybe that's why he's taken over Frida's place. That's pretty cool. And then he reduces the max health of all enemies by 400. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health, and all enemies receive 459 frost damage over 3 turns. So there's not a huge amount going on here, but I do like this hero, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, the priority dispel is absolutely brilliant. When you have a dispeller that hits first and then dispels, they're always going to be taking damage. If you've got the dispel as a priority, you can remove any nasty effects first, and then the damage can happen. But then he doesn't hit. He reduces the max health of all enemies by 400, which I do like that effect, because it makes sure that you're just reducing that HP by a decent amount. And if they don't have a health booster, then it's going to be that much easier just to chop down the rest of their health. And obviously that can keep happening. It can't get lower than 30% of the original max health though, so just bear that in mind. But I do like that secondary effect, and it's not a reduction over time. I much prefer a nice hefty fat reduction up front, and I think 400 reduction for a hero that's running at fast speed is probably about the limit of what you can get. So that is awesome. And then the frost damage, the frost damage is pretty cool as well, and it's a pretty decent amount. It will increase with the limit breaks and emblems, so we can see here it's going to go up to 618 frost damage over 3 turns, so about an extra sort of 200 per turn, maybe a little bit more with limit breaks and emblems. And if you do pull this guy and you are looking to emblem him, I would definitely encourage you to go for the HP, because the frost damage will scale off of his HP. So the more HP you can put on this guy, the higher that frost damage is going to be, and that is the only damage that he is dealing. So with that being said, Armel is a fantastic hero. That priority dispel is going to come into effect exactly when you need it, and it's going to come into effect a lot of the time. So just for that effect alone, I would definitely put him right up there with some of the better heroes in the game. The health reduction added to that as well is awesome, and it's for all enemies. It's not just target and nearby. And then the frost damage as well is for all enemies, not just target and nearby. So that is also important to take into account when you look at a fast speed hero, whether he's hitting 3 or whether he's hitting all, and Armel is hitting all. So yeah, I really like this hero for everything that he's doing. I think he's going to be an amazing hero. I think it's pretty easy to underestimate this guy, but if you do manage to grab him, I would whack some emblems and some limit breaks on him right away. He's fantastic. He does get the counter-attack ether talent. So at the start of the battle, he counter-attacks with 60% of the damage received. It's kind of a middle of the range ether talent, but then you don't really level him for that. You level him for the rest of everything that he's doing. So as a support hero on attack, he's going to be amazing. On defense, he's going to be excellent as well, because if you put him on... If he's on defense, I would recommend putting him on like the left side of your team, because the specials fire in order from left to right. So you want the dispel to happen before your other heroes hit. So just bear that in mind. Maybe left flank or left wing, I would say, would be the perfect place for Armel if you are going to pop him on your defense. So that being said, we have a couple of amazing heroes in this portal. I think both of them are really, really good. I think Cecilia, like I said before, she's a little bit less incredible because we have seen this effect before, but I do love the boosted health effect that goes along with it. And they are featured alongside Damon, who's been given a nice meaty buff as well. So his stats are right up there with the best in the game. And he also has a priority dispel just to the target. He is running at very fast speed, and he gets that amazing Melosi effect where the target can't cast any new status effects on enemies or allies for 3 turns, and a great class benefit as well from the fighter class. So yeah, in summary, these knights are doing their thing. I'm really happy about the new heroes that have been released into this portal, and I think that you'll be doing well if you do manage to grab any of them. So please do let me know in the comments what you guys think about Cecilia, and also what you think about the lazy-eyed Armel, the polar bear hunter. And please also do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, so that you don't miss any future content. But until the next time, I will see you all again in the next video, and I wish you guys everything of the best. Bye for now.